Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So we will be carrying on here with the Marianas game, which is going to be a lot of fun. Now, I did have some comments obviously about skipping the animation last turn. I do apologise, that was me being really selfish on my part. I had mucked it up, so it was me rewatching the replay. So I shouldn't have been selfish and skipped it, because I'd seen it, you guys want to see it. So this one, no mistakes we made, and no skipping of the animations, really. Potentially if it's something foregone, then we'll see, really. But, we'll see how things go. And we did have the Lady Lex actually come into a submarine potential attack, but, well, I mean, she was targeted by a submarine. No doubt about that one. We were quite lucky to see that she didn't get hit. The, submarine had indeed missed. Now, look at that. That is actually, that's a sizable force. Now, we do have some CVs moving north, and it looks like he is heading towards us. I'm hoping we might be able to avoid them. We'll see about that. It might not be the wisest idea to have done that. We do have some night naval search as well running now. Out from began, so hopefully that will help us. Yeah, you can see a larger combat patrol here. And we do intercept him, which is very good there. Now, I do wonder if some of these Hellcats are actually coming from the carriers, really. That's another Irvin damaged. Okay. So shoot down one of them. Another one is damaged. Potentially might be lost to operational losses, or it might survive. Ah, default Y1's interesting. It looks like he was actually testing this, so I feel quite happy that we have placed a higher amount of combat patrol. But they make it real, unfortunately. Not a great deal of damage inflicted, though. Let's take a look here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like, I expected that he would do something like this. He had previously came in at 3,000 feet, and I believe I said last episode I didn't want to go too low in case it comes in higher. And it looks like it did indeed come in higher. Now, we did have some actual aircraft scramble, but not all of them were able to actually get into the battle there. But no damage taken, which is nice. Blind G4M1s. He's definitely trying to hit something in the port here. Ideally we can push him off. Oh wow, they get right on fires. They might be coming quite low here. What altitude are they coming in at? 7,000 feet. He's definitely trying to hit the port. We'll have to take a look at the actual altitude of that aircraft. We are getting there, it just seems like we just don't have enough time to really drive them off or to really get in amongst them. The good news is we have made it through the actual night phase here. And that could have been a very dangerous time. We've seen a number of Japanese destroyers. There's some Japanese out here somewhere. Definitely Japanese out there somewhere. And they're probably on the way here. I'm not entirely sure how this might go. I'm a little bit worried. I think we do have the actual carrier forces more or less well protected. We'll see. Ideally we get an airstrike out there. The interesting thing is, right, okay, there we go. Now we're finally spotting him. 3 Japanese ships there. I think we saw another report of 5 Japanese ships there. Minakaze, the destroyers hit there. Yeah, Wakakaze. Ah, there we go. Okay, now we spot enemy ships over here. Well, I mean, this is interesting. We've actually moved closer. We do see ships over here to the north as well. Oh boy, is this go time. We have moved a carrier group over here, so that has reduced the amount of aircraft we do have here. But we still have a very large amount of aircraft in this area. It's going to be an all-hands-on-deck here situation. This could be potentially worthwhile, as at least it gives the carrier group to the north the opportunity to focus, but we'll see here. We see aircraft to the south there. Good God, he's really trying for this. We may look at potentially transferring additional aircraft over to Began, but we'll see what goes on here. God damn it. Of course, the weather would turn against us right now. That's not what I really want there. Is that... We are seeing enemy aircraft. Is this Is this some element of the combined fleet? It's got to be something of that nature. Maybe a light carrier? I'm not entirely sure. We do have Hellcats. The Hellcats are pretty damn dangerous. It looks like he's attempted to strike against us here. I'm quite happy with the fact that I've kept the vast majority of our carriers together here, really. Kind of regret having these guys separated out, but we do have a hell of an overwhelming amount of strength here, really. I mean, this is intriguing. I mean, are these the damage forces? I think these are destroyers. We have seen destroyers being hit by the actual search. This I don't know, and we do see ships over here to the north by Iwo Jima. Ships here and ships here, and these look to be carriers. Could this be the Yamato, perhaps? The good news is we do have additional Hellcats getting involved here. Yeah, plenty of Hellcats. We should have a hefty amount of combat air patrol with the actual carrier groups nearby, really. Right, the Senbaku's coming in here. I think the Senbakus only carry about 60 kilogram of bombs, or 6 pounds, I'm not entirely sure. I think it's 60 kilogram of bombs. As long as we take those bad boys out, we don't really need to worry too much about these zeros. The good news is we do have the carriers here, we do have Gan itself. Now, I had sent out some of the Corsairs to escort the heavy bombers. In hindsight, it probably would have been better to have kept them here, really, but it is what it is. The good news is we do have 35 Hellcats here now. Considerable numbers. Senbaku breaking off there. Senbaku being engaged. Another Hellcat is damaged, spins away on fire. The good news is if they don't make it back to the carriers, they can try to make it back to the Gan, which is slightly closer. It does make me wonder what he's got here. He's not going to have a huge deal of aircraft. This could be his make or break moment, really. The good news is the vast majority of our infantry, I think all of our men should be actually ashore at the Gan by now, actually. The good thing about that is, I mean, this could be why he's trying to actually hit the port. He definitely knows there's ships in port. He could be trying to hit the actual troops, but the good news is we have got the troops unloaded, which is excellent. So we don't have any threats there. We'll be using a lot of supply on the island, but I can afford that for the time being. I'm going to have them there, potentially beginning to load up on the ships today or tomorrow. We'll see what happens, really. The good news is that the Japanese are coming in here piecemeal, which is not exactly helping them out when they're so catastrophically outnumbered, especially against Hellcats. This is actually a fair air raid, really. I'm quite happy that's coming quite piecemeal. We do have additional Hellcats coming in there. Very large battle. Very large battle. There we go. Gotta shoot them guys down. The good news is, even if he does break through the fighter cover, he does have to make it through the AA. American AA is exceptionally good. Another 4 Hellcats to join in there. I can imagine we might suffer from a good deal of fatigue, but it's all worthwhile. Yeah. I mean, this is it with the Zeros. The Zeros are capable of damaging the Hellcats with those cannon, but they can't really take a hit in turn from a Hellcat. A Hellcat can probably take a hit, or maybe it can possibly survive a few hits. It depends, really. It's a good deal of aircraft here, wow. So, these guys are definitely within range. It does make me wonder. This carrier group is out of range. I mean, this is one of the main carrier groups as well, unfortunately. We'll see, they'll be able to protect against this threat over here. And they may be... Well, they're going to be detected now. I can imagine they've already been detected by the Japanese. God damn, there's a lot of aircraft here. Yeah, additional Hellcats being scrambled though, my god. I suppose the longer the battle goes on, the more Hellcats we will scramble. I mean, we do have a hell of a lot of them in the area. Yeah, they can't keep the formation. It does make me wonder what's going on here, because the Senbakus, the A6 and 5s, have arrived really in strange waves, really. I can't fathom it, really, because it must be bad coordination, perhaps, then. Good God. I just can't believe it's still going on. Okay, run. Now the raid is getting larger, okay, now it's getting a little bit more dangerous. I'm very glad that we do have a robust response here. So we are seeing B6N1 Jills, we're seeing B5N2 Kates, D4Y1 Judies. We definitely need to shoot down these aircraft. The Senbakus aren't so bad, but the Kates, the Jills, the Judies, I don't think the Judies can carry the torpedoes, but the Jills and Kates, I believe they are torpedo-armed aircraft. Well, definitely the Kates. I think the Jill definitely does carry torpedoes, I'd have to double-check. If you guys have asked me at the start of this battle, do you think it'd be in this large? I'm like, no, I didn't. It's really interesting. I just wonder why they've come into this very wave-like approach. Right, there we go. Looks like we shot down the Kates and the Jills. That's good news there. I wonder what altitude they're coming in at. Wow. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we had 103 Hellcats in total there. 27 A6M2 Senbakus, 20 A6M5 Zeros, 4 Kates, 2 Jills, and 4 Judies there. Look at those results there. Yep, they definitely speak for themselves there. No discernible loss here from the actual battle itself. We might lose something to the operational losses, but it's unlikely considering the fact that we are basically fighting over our own carriers, it seems. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, we're in the Hex's severe storms as well. Oof, and here's our counter. Jesus, is that 137 zeros? I may have severely underestimated just how many zeros he had left, and just indeed how many aircraft he had left. That's a lot of aircraft. Okay. I mean, I don't know how many of our aircraft are going to make it through here. We could lose a considerable amount ourselves, but Gotta hope for the best, really. The Hellcats are great, but I really don't know how much can make it through here. The good news is we do have a lot of other carriers in the area too. Okay. I don't know how we're going to do when we actually get in here. Because these guys are going to probably rip us up. 84 zeros now. 13 aces and 2 zeros. That's a considerable amount. We might see this raid shot down perhaps, really. I mean, these Hellcat pilots really have their work cut out for them. But this won't be the only raid, really. So I suppose I don't know, this is actually really awesome. I mean, I can understand what he's going for here. He's looking for the pincer movement, really. He has aircraft over here at he has ships over here at Iwo Jima remaining. Ships here, ships here. He's definitely gone for a dispersed approach. He's probably looking to try and catch us out, really. And I think this has been the right move to really just solidify it round again. I kind of wish I'd left more Corsairs. I kind of wish I'd left the Corsairs at base, really, but we do still have some Corsairs. I mean, even if we do have our strike package shot down, we can replace the losses. It would hurt, but maybe something makes it through. I've got to hope for that. Either way, there'll probably be a second raid, so if we can shoot down more and more of his aircraft, we'll probably be in good position to win the battle overall. But it's interesting to see that the carriers have indeed come to us. You can imagine, had we set out to hunt down his carriers, we would have been in a really better position here. Above all, we have to protect the invasion forces. Above all, we need to secure this area. God, those numbers are just huge. That's gotta be the combined fleet. And you think about the number of zeros that we shot down in the earlier battle, good god, he's got to have flown them from Prelude, potentially Bombardoir. And I noticed that we're not seeing aircraft over here at Guam, but then again, I'm not seeing it. He could have transferred them from Guam / Pantinian, potentially onto the carriers, maybe. It's hard to say. I mean, that could be potentially what he's been doing there. I mean, Zero's obviously carrier capable. A good majority of his aircraft are carrier capable, really. Good god, the amount there. I mean, the good news is they're so far not amongst the actual strike package, but I think it's inevitable. I mean, that is it's 100 plus fighters, it's going to happen. I mean, the Hellcats are doing an exceptional job here. They are outnumbered pretty damn heavily. Is that like 4-1? It's not far away from that. I think the Flight of the Valkyries music here is entirely appropriate. And this really is make or break. I think we'd still be able to hang on to the area. I'm gonna have to assign. Yeah, we'll just have to move additional aircraft to begin. As to whether they actually fight or not is unknown. But well, this is it. We have our entire air strength in this area. And obviously, a little bit of it is shifted over here. Potentially, I don't know. We'll see how this works out. It might have been a terrible move, but then again, we didn't see this. We saw these ships, or potentially some ships around this area, but we didn't see any of this. I just can't believe the tenacity of these Hellcat pilots. They'll be running low on ammunition here at some point shortly. It's gonna happen. We may break it through. I wish there was some, like, sort of, you can imagine the aircraft here, you can imagine the ships there. It'd be nice to see, like, as they close in on the ships, just to give you an idea of how close they are. Just like right now, I have no idea whether we're gonna make it through the fighter screen to attack the carriers, I have no idea. And, yeah, here we go. This is when it begins. Yeah, we're going to expect to see a lot of losses here now. The Hellcats did a stellar job, but there's just too many zeros. Way too many zeros. Not quite the turkey shoot that we would have expected, but it's been an interesting one. Our opponent is very competent. But I think it's one of those that it's hard to really... It's really hard to really defeat our strategy here. We're sticking by the gun, and that is our base around the area, and the thing is, it's on the chain of the Marianas. We have our invasion forces at Began, we have supply at Began, we have fuel at Began, we have ships at Began, we have aircraft at Began. He has to come to us to prevent us from just using that and just shutting him out of the area. Come on, guys. There's the Helldivers I want to make it through. Now, I can't recall if these aircraft are armoured. It would be very nice if they were. I mean, they are causing the Zero some damage. It looks like the Dauntless there did take a hit, so we'll see here. Yeah, damaged again. Yeah, I mean, they're giving it to the Zeros. It's not quite as one-sided as I would have imagined, but it's not far off. I mean, this is it. These are torpedo bombers, dive bombers. They do have some defensive armament, but they're not exactly geared for this, are they? They don't have that maneuverability. They don't have the speed, ultimately. Okay. I think I will speed this up. Do forgive me. I'm just watching these numbers drop now. My god. Right, we do make it through though with a decent amount. Zuikaku! Come on. Strike hard. Haruna. Good to see you again, my dear. Right, Shokaku, come on. Flak's been effective. We need to get through here. Taiho would be a nice target. Come on, a few bomb hits on the carriers would be exceptional. We know he's got a hefty amount of combat air patrol. Huge amount. Zuikaku, come on. Taiho, come on. I don't know if enough of our aircraft have made it through here. Hio. God, that flak's effective. I don't think we'll be able to make it through a hit here. Come on. Hitting these big carriers would make all the difference in the world right now. It does worry me that Yamato's not far behind here, really. She's not amongst the carriers, so she's got to be in the group behind. Come on, we need some hits. I don't think we're going to land any. No. God damn. That was quite the loss of aircraft there. That was a great deal of losses. Music's appropriate once again. Unfortunately, we weren't able to deliver any damage-verted carriers. Ooh, okay. This one I don't think is going to make it through. Yeah, no. Avenger shot down. That combat albatross is just so very large. Being hit by the flak, interestingly enough, actually. Wildcats and Hellcats. Oh, we do actually make it through, though, with 5 Avengers. Come on. We don't have torpedoes, but just a single bomb could be worthwhile. I think he's gone very high with his combat albatross. Very high with the percentages there. I think we are eroding his combat albatross, and we do have a good deal of carrier power here. We've lost a good deal of aircraft, but I think we might be able to overwhelm him ultimately. It depends, really. He's only got so many zeros. We can replace our losses, but that would take time. I mean, Pagan's going to be exceedingly important now. The good news is at least the Hellcats can get involved here. Yeah, the issue is it's once they're amongst the actual... Yeah, these guys are doomed. No way in hell they're going to make it through. We need a big strike. Well, I mean, this is it. It's a shame that we have the Corsairs busy, but at least we are hitting the airfield at Guam. I mean, the Corsairs will have available in the following turn. We might even send out the Liberators, perhaps, but it depends there. We are hitting aircraft at Guam. Hitting the runway hard as well. Yeah, Japanese aircraft being hit. I think we might lose more aircraft this turn, but we'll see about that. I think we've destroyed the vast majority of its strike capability. It's hard to say there, really. So we do destroy a D4Y1C Judy on the ground, that's good news. A few hits on the runway, which is good. Okay, a few more coming in here. Yeah, extra hits. Alright, we do actually have the Thunderbolt in action, yes! Okay, if he's attacking Pagan, we can definitely take the Pagan. I mean, we've got Thunderbolts, we've got Corsairs. Corsairs are amazing. Yeah, this is it. Good, we'll be able to hit a few more of his actual strike aircraft, which is important. There we go. Fantastic. There's a lot of aircraft being shot down today. Right, Avengers. Noaki. Good. I mean, the issue is we only have torpedoes aboard the actual carriers, but we do have a bunch of torpedoes. It's just getting them to where we need them, but it's really up to the Helldivers. I mean, ideally we can hit these Japanese destroyers. They look pretty pretty well damaged here. Yeah. Right, a few more Avengers here. Oh, very nice. Wow. Okay, that's actually pretty damn impressive. It's not often that we actually hit a goddamn destroyer or torpedo, so that's really well done. I think we're still in the air PM. Yep, there we go. We're going into the PM phase of the air, sorry. We do have a number of submarines in the area. I'm hoping they will come into use here. So they're literally this entire area, really. Lots of Japanese ships here. And the good news is we should have pretty damn good levels of detection. Right, Beta's coming in, the Hellcat's gonna shoot them. They're making straight in, unfortunately. Oh, they're attacking the ships over here, actually. Yeah, that's a patrol frigate there. Well, I was just thinking we should have had this force return home, but we'll do that next turn. Unfortunately, we do lose a patrol frigate there. That's unfortunate. Right, okay, so that's the raid out from the carriers there. What do we have here? Nagan Army. I mean, these Japanese destroyers are dangerous, so we've got to deal with them. If they get in amongst the forces at night, the task forces at night, they could be extremely dangerous. There we go, that's what we want. Iceycrome taking a 1,000-pound bomb hit there. And again, he might have split them up into groups of 3 or 4. It looks like groups of 3 so far. There we go, very nice. That's a very nice destroyer as well. Okay. Okay, so that's a group of 4 there. We do hit 2 of them. Arakazi's hit twice. Shiratsuyu, how you pronounce that? She's hit once. Heavy fires there. Right, striking out here as well. Akanami. 500-pound bomb there. And again. Ooh, and a 3rd time, Jesus. 4th time, wow. Yeah, you don't really come back from that. 1,000-pound bomb there into Wakazuki. 2,000. 500 into Nawaki. There's actually a surprisingly little amount of flak, isn't there? It looks like he had a plan here for the heavy cruisers and the destroyers to be the hammer or potentially the anvil here to our forces ramp again. At least we would have to deal a deathly blow to 1/2. Okinami goes down there. Okinami, yep. I don't imagine these guys are going to make it, so that's going to be one of the task forces wiped out there. Helldiver's heading over here. I mean, this is it. At least I suppose in some ways it might be a godsend to have this task force out here. So at least then it means that we have one task force that is more or less fresh. There we go, Hamikaze there taking additional poundage. So yeah, we'll have to adjust our percentages here really. It looks like we're going to need a very heavy amount of escort. The good news is we can actually use the aircraft that began to really augment our forces, which is very, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, there we go. Hamikaze being hit once again. Yeah, so they've all sustained damage here. Arakazi, heavy fires, heavy damage. Shiratsu, heavy fires. Heavy fires on fire there. Very nice. So we've made it through the PM phase here. I suppose that is for the best. Right, flotation damage there on the Alabama. We hear the sounds of many sinking ships. I mean, this is it. We're in a situation now where we have the ability to recover. That's really important. I don't know whether he'll be able to pull out, and the thing is, if he pulls out with his carriers, his other forces are going to get absolutely smashed. I think what we'll do is we really just focus on Pagan itself and just consolidate there, really. He does obviously have a submarines there, but we do have a just tremendous degree of detection level in the area. With the fact that we do have the actual port itself, it means that we can actually head into port, even if we are damaged. That is quite an important aspect of the battle here. If he takes damage, he's got nowhere to go, really. He could head for Saipan, but he's just heading towards us, really. Maybe Ujima? But, my god, one hell of a battle there. So what do we see here? Right. We don't see anything over here. They might have gone down. CVBBBBBBB. ships over here. Well, that's definitely the combined fleet. The good news is at least we have the ability to pull back a little bit out this way now. We've taken a lot of losses there in terms of aircraft. I don't know, it's hard to say about recombining the actual CVs together, potentially for that protection, but let's take a look here. That's a lot of losses. 19 operational losses, 13 by flak, 99 in air-to-air. He actually shot down more of our aircraft today than we shot down of his. I mean, today we've lost 2/3 of our aircraft lost in the entire campaign today. That's incredibly rough. I mean, he's lost a great deal himself, but he still has the numbers. The good news is, and if we take a look at this, it looks like we've eliminated his strike capabilities. He still has it, but nowhere near the amounts now. Ah, right, no wonder. But the good news is we do have the ability to send the submarines out this way if we so wish to do so. There's a part of me that considers keeping them nearby. I mean, look at this. Had this guy been here, we might have seen an interception. I think this carrier group takes on increased in importance now. Yeah. Now, if we take a look at the actual carrier aircraft now, it's been reduced to 132 in total, which, well, 116 total there, obviously including the float planes, it seems. That's not a lot there. We only have a few Hell Divers, but we do have plenty of Hellcats. That's impressive. The good news is we do have plenty of additional fighters over here now. So what we are going to do, I don't know, it's one of these. Had we had the Corsairs potentially on standby? Maybe, but they didn't get involved, did they? But we can have them involved today. Okay, so stand down all level bombers. Right, so they're all stood down now. Okay. I suppose this is it, isn't it? Like, even if they could have actually participated, they weren't able to. I mean, this is it. These guys have range out to 6 hexes. Whoops, hit my desk there. So they've got range out to 6 hexes. I mean, he's 6 hexes away now. I mean, those BBs are dangerous. I mean, I think they are BBs. And again, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Yeah, the weather's not helping us at the moment. And what's the weather like in the area? Thunderstorms over him. Not as many over us, really. Detection on these guys. Yeah, he's got detection on these guys. I mean, we have that detection on him as well. 10 ships. It's surprising, isn't it? Like, you wouldn't think the Japanese would be able to inflict that much in the way of losses. But this is it, really. He's going in for a last-ditch effort, it seems, really. It kind of is make or break for him here, really. We have taken a lot of losses in terms of aircraft, but the thing is, we still definitely have the capability here to win out. And I do believe in that. Wow, look at the amount of damage that's been repaired there on the port. That is really very nice. So at least the port is coming online now, which is going to be very nice. Gives us something to work with there. Absolutely. If we take a look over here, we have 240 plus 6 aviation. Now we have 268 naval support as well, which is very nice. Yeah, these forces are stood down to rest now. And that's a lot of assault value there. Tremendous amount. as soon as we're able to defeat the Japanese forces at sea, then... I mean, this is it, really... He's got a lot of fighters, but he doesn't have the capability to really do much about it, so it's gonna have to be the surface forces for him, really. Which does make me think, do we keep the submarines close to home? I think what I'll probably do is send some out there to potentially try and intercept, but I do think we need a large contingent at home. Right, return to Pagan. I don't think there's any... I mean, there's mines here, but I've not been able to sweep any mines, unfortunately. We'll send some submarines out. It's hard to say if he's actually going to head this way. I just think what we do is we fill the waters with submarines. Really try to hedge our bets. If we take a look over here, we do have quite a number of search patrols. These guys over here, he's moving east, so it is feasible that we can intercept him here. I mean, he could be trying to come around. I'm just trying to think, like, where he might move here. He could potentially head for the carriers. I think what we do is we head this way. And then potentially this way, he might come in that way. Right, patrol there to begin with. I think if I cover this area over here, really. He's heading east. He could head down. But I think he might head for the carriers. So I'm going to try to anticipate that, really. I think what I'll do is take these submarines on this side of the island. Have them potentially move out this way. These guys running full speed, yeah, they really should not be running full speed. The good news is we've been able to eliminate, as far as I can tell, the destroyer threat to the east, which is really, really quite important. I think we did manage to... I don't know if we knocked them all out, but we've dramatically reduced the threat there, which is excellent. That gives us the ability to focus on this side here, really. I don't know, I don't think he's going to stay there. He's going to move, really. It could be that we start out this way and then we just work our way up. And this is it, we do have a lot of forces. He's gonna have to come for Pagan, or he's gonna have to come this way at least. He's gonna be coming from somewhere. He's either gonna be going for Pagan... He probably is gonna be going for Pagan, really. He could maybe head for the carriers, but it's really hard to say where... Well, really what his target is right now. It really could be... I don't know. It probably is the carriers, to be honest. I think that's probably the most likely. So I think if we cover this area... It's a very difficult one to say here. Just how might he approach? But I think we do have options that he won't now. Oops. At least we've been able to reinforce this carrier group as well, actually. We'll have them return. think what we'll do is we head down to this area. Try to make the the greatest use of our submarine cover, really. Okay. And you could always turn. I don't know, actually. I mean, maybe he does head south, but then again, it's these things, it doesn't really matter that much. Because, like, right now, right here, he's looking to try and get his actual service forces in here, really, isn't he? I think what we do is we look to protect our forces. Okay, what we are going to do here then is disband these guys. You're still unloaded, but all you're unloading here is cargo, so that's fine. We have a hell of a lot of destroyers here. Just ridiculous amounts of destroyers. I need the battleships rearmed. Really do. I think what we might do here then is we'll disband the actual forces into port here. Right, we'll disband them all into the port and then we'll organize properly. I mean, I could send out the groups of destroyers really as raiders. And the thing is, they would get more than likely shot up, but it might be one of those where it might be potentially, I don't know, we might have them go to reinforce the carriers. It's hard to say, or we might just keep them here at port. It's one of those. I mean, let's take a look. I just don't have the ability to rearm at the moment. The port has been that busy. But they still have... They have munitions, and it might be that we just accept that and have them sent out there anyhow. I might even have the damaged battleship just lead a group of destroyers, really. You can load something, so... It's just not enough. It's too dangerous, really, at the moment. What we are going to do then is we'll just have to put up with it then. We won't have the ability to hold on in a prolonged engagement, but it's better than nothing. I think what we'll do then is we form a... I don't know, it's one of these, isn't it? I mean, they're not going to stand a goddamn chance against a Yamato. Or, God forbid, a Musashi as well. They're not going to stand a goddamn chance. I think what we do here, then, really... But they have a significant amount of AA. What I might do here, then, is have our big guns potentially play a part. I mean, Alabama did take a torpedo, unfortunately. But I might have them form a separate task force, but then again, we are reducing the amount of AA we have here. We've got the New Jersey, the Indiana, and then the Alabama. I think what I might do here then, so we've got North Carolina and Washington, South Dakota and Iowa. We might very well get into a gun duel here. I mean, that is no joke. I mean, this is it. We don't have the Yamato, but, I mean, Jesus, we got the North Carolina. Washington as well. I mean, these are 16-inch guns. South Dakota. And then the Iowa. We do have the means to defend ourselves. I just hope it does not come to this. I think what I might do with these guys then is potentially have the carriers head south and then maybe have these guys... I don't know, it's hard to say. The thing is, if I go to engage this force, it's really quite the apocalyptic scenario there. I think what we do then is we have these guys. I could have them follow the actual task force there, Task Force 99. At least then they're able to participate potentially. I suppose we could give them reaction 6 and then at least they are able to... I think we head down this way. I might have the carriers actually really... I think we have them stick by this area. If I have them stick close by to each other... I might have that fold in there. In fact, no, I'll have 33 fold into 41, I think. 13 ships, 12 ships. I suppose what we'll do then is we'll take the heavy cruiser from 33, fold it into 41. Then the destroyers of 33 can join the battleships. I didn't think we'd ever get to a position where we are considering this. It's kind of crazy. Time it is allowed. You aren't full of our task force, but you are able to be dispatched. Honestly, it feels like the Battle of Lake Tay Gulf at the moment. I think what I'm going to do here, then, have 2 squadrons entirely given over. Then have 1 squadron more or less concerned entirely with combat air patrol. I mean, you look at the numbers we have here. Though saying that, I think 80% of this squadron, and then just... say about 20% of the other squadrons, perhaps. It is hard to say what we do here. So I might have a greater degree of actual strike aircraft really kept in reserve, perhaps. And to be honest, what I could do here then is have some of these guys actually transferred to the gun itself, which might be the way to go. And there's a chance that they're not going to be able to participate, but no, I suppose that's... I think we allow the usage of torpedoes, to be honest. I don't know why you don't have torpedoes. Bunker Hill. I don't see... I mean, maybe we have used more torpedoes than what I would expected, but pretty interesting. Okay. Still have a fair number of aircraft here. We still are able to fight. That's a lot of fatigue there. Yeah. No wonder we've not had as much as in the way of escort. I think we have 40% of fighter aircraft made available for combat air patrol. The rest can escort, perhaps. It doesn't make the numbers look that great, though. That's the thing. So maybe one squadron there, entirely given over. Yeah, you can see the number of aircraft here. Dramatically reduced there. So it looks like it was this task group there that did take a pretty hefty beating. Yeah, it looks like they've been all doing long-range air patrol over Pagan, unfortunately. Well, you guys have been flying night. I mean, to be honest, what I need to do here then is just have the fighters fly at 10,000, really. I'm not saying that, maybe. I mean, it does mean that they will coordinate to a high degree, but I think we should be okay. Yeah. I don't think we've been using the torpedoes at all, have we? So the good news is about that is we do have quite the stockpile of torpedoes available there. Jesus, we did take a lot of losses here. This one's pretty much out for the count. That's a good number of Hellcats. Thing is, though, I've got to look after the cannons at night, but I think we need to make sure that we can make it through and strike home. He's going to have a lot of aircraft coming for us. But the thing is, I need my strike packages to make it through, but even more so than that, we need to make sure we can... I need to make sure that I can drive off his surface ships. Because if we can't, then we're going to be in for a pretty damn bad time. Like, the Yamato, Yeah, I mean, she has those 18-inch guns. She's armored like nothing else before her. She would have the potential to cause a pretty hefty amount of damage, but then again, I might be overreacting here. I think I'm concerned, really. The good news is we do have a hefty amount of submarines as a shield, so at least we do have that. And he's going to be, to some extent, aware of that. Bloody hell. Not a chance. Yeah, wow. We got absolutely butchered here. Plenty of replacements, though. I suppose even so, we have them made ready for battle. I think what we'll do here then is we'll create another BB force. Saying that though. I think we cancel on that one. I don't know if I have Pennsylvania out to fight. Thing is, she's only making 15 knots. I think we've got to have her potentially in a position to fight, really. We can give it a hefty amount of destroyers, really. If she's armed with the 14-inch guns. I don't know if she could... I mean, this is it. I'm hoping that we don't end up in a situation where the Yamato is able to come within range, because frankly, I don't know what we're going to do there. To be honest, it might be better to have her head out for the carrier. I think we'll come back to that one. If only she hadn't been damaged. If only I had torpedoes here. I could have them out there. They're fairly durable. But I think that throws away my advantage here. Might have the Thunderbolts concerned principally with defensive Pagan. And what's the speed difference here? So 231, 429. 180. Yes, it's faster than a Corsair. Really good aircraft. I just don't think they're going to have the ability to get out there. So I'm going to have them fly 15,000 feet over Pagan. Then I think what we'll do is the rest of the Corsairs I'll try to have made available. Saying that it really doesn't have that much. I'm gonna go with 30%. Well, I'll go for 50% for the guys over here. I think for the Corsairs, I'm gonna have 20%. And I could try to leave the rest on escort. Put that to 30, I guess. I mean, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one. I don't know, I feel like the heavy cruisers might move this way and the battleships might move this way. I think what I need to do then is protect our southern area. I think if I protect the carriers, then we are able to win out in the end. But what I will do here then... Right, the Dauntlesses. They can make it to Pagan, and I'm going to transfer them to Pagan. To be honest, I don't know if they'll be able to fly. I'm hoping that some of them may be able to fly, but it would be nice to have the ability to use Pagan in this action. I think these guys are based at Pagan anyway. Oh no. I mean, these guys have the radar. I know it's overloading the island, but I'm hoping that it will be worthwhile. So I may be able to have these aircraft actually fly aboard the carriers then afterwards. You don't have the range. I mean, ideally, the Dauntlesses are able to fight, and if they are able to fight, then that means at least we have the capability of using Pagan as an unsinkable aircraft carrier. These guys, 100%. Does mean I can free up another of these Corsair squadrons. And it could be worthwhile having some Corsairs, but I don't think he's... And this is it, I just don't think he's got that much left in terms of... well, striking power, really. We need hexes of range. Well, it's going to be interesting. It's certainly going to be an interesting turn next turn. We've lost a lot of aircraft. A huge deal of aircraft. But we do have the numbers to replace them. Whoops. And how many has he got over here? So 1 CV, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe there. He could have maybe more over here. It's hard to say, but that was a large number of zeros. If we take a look at the intelligence. And this is it. We did lose... we lost a fair few Hellcats, but the vast majority was our strike capabilities. He lost 41 aces and 5s. 13 aces and 2 Senbakus, and only 8 aces and 2 zeros there, actually. I suppose, in all honesty, I was probably underestimating him. Because I lost 100 D4Y1s. He's not lost as many aircraft, I suppose, as I would have hoped. I think I might have overestimated how many aircraft we shot down. But I suppose this is it, really. We shot down a lot of his actual strike capability. Like, we shot down 101 D4Y1s. Like, he's not got many left now. The issue is it means that we have to fight through that to get to his carriers. I think what we'll do is we send the battleships down here, really. I think if we send them down to this area, at least they're able to potentially look after the carriers. I mean, I could have them at Pagan, but the thing with Pagan is, well... we're going to have to help with the aircraft and deal with it. And I'll leave groups of raiders, perhaps. It's a tough one. It really is a tough one. So what I might do is have these guys go merge. It's a goddamn shame about the Pennsylvania. With the California's got to be 14-inch guns as well. I mean, they do have armor to fight. It could be that we leave the battleships and destroyers here to cover Pagan. And then take the cruisers south. I have just a ridiculous amount of destroyers here. Bristol class. I'll make use of these Bristol class. Some Bay. Okay, so we do have a number of different classes to destroy here too. But I'll make use of the 35 ones, 35 knotters. Clemson's over here. Suppose I'll throw these guys in as well. If they're responsible for, obviously, the defense began, then... I mean, this is it. It's one of those. They might be able to see off cruisers. I don't think they'd have a chance against something heavier than that. But we still have the means. I mean, we don't have that much in the way of ammunition, though. That's a real big issue here, really. I mean, they're 7 hexes away. Honestly, it's a really interesting situation. It could go really quite badly. It's genuinely hard to say. I mean, maybe we have the cruisers mixed in here as well, but the thing is the cruisers are low in ammunition as well. The thing is they're not as well armoured, so I don't really want them to be involved in a gunnery duel per se. Should have had the AKEs load up. We would have been in a better position by now. I could have a second group. I could have a group of cruisers potentially patrol here. I think what we might do here then, I'll have the Minneapolis and the San Francisco, Salt Lake City join in here. They've got the 8-inch guns. True, they don't have that much in the way of ammunition. Pensacola's not very well armoured, is she? Minneapolis, I mean, she does have better armour there. San Francisco, New Orleans class as well. But it's armor enough to potentially stand with battleships that began. I mean, this is it. I suppose we do need additional firepower, so they can remain here. I suppose reaction 2. Does it? I don't think it really matters that much. They're not going to be moving too far. But I think what I'll do is have it like cruisers and destroyers head out. I could have them go ahead and meet up with the carriers, perhaps. So I've got 4 light cruisers. Let's see. How many ships do I have in here? 9. I have them patrol here, which is what I'm kind of thinking about. They're still pretty much at the mercy of anything fairly large. It might be just a better idea then. I think what we'll do then is we'll have 4 groups. So I'll have a light cruiser, 4 destroyers, then we'll have a carrier group receive those reinforcements. At least in that fashion, we're able to just share out the escorts. I mean, these guys, I don't think they'd be too handy. I mean, this is it. We are lacking munitions. But I'd like to make sure the carriers are safe. I could have them escort elsewhere, but I think it'd be probably better just to have... I think these guys run directly with the carriers. At least it does put out additional targets in the waters as well, potentially for Japanese aircraft to seek, or for Japanese service forces to intercept instead of the carriers. I think above all, we've got to stay with Pagan. But we're going to keep the carriers really together. Okay. So, I mean, this force has been, well, this task force has been reinforced. They've got additional forces headed out there as well. In fact, reinforce these CVEs. You should notice these guys. And these have got BBs. Go reinforce that task force. Now, I think what I'll do with the remaining destroyers is actually have them operated patrols of 5 or so. I have them patrol around this area. If anything, if they are caught, at least they are more than likely to bug out. But it means that we might have a chance to launch torpedoes. Ooh, one named after me. I just feel like he's going to be moving at full speed during the night. I think the rest can remain here up again. Spending a lot of fuel, but we do have a significant amount of fuel at Pagan, so we can get away with this. Right, okay, so it's making use of them. And there are destroyer escorts, but I don't think they're really, I mean, they're equipped with 3-inch guns, you know what I mean? They don't have torpedoes, they'd kind of be sitting ducks, to be honest. We have a large force. I mean, we have the heavy cruisers and the battleships able to protect Pagan. We have destroyers there. So the carriers are going to be shifting down this way, which I think is the right move, really. The enemy carriers are dangerous, don't get me wrong, but we have shot down a good deal of their strike capability. They still have some, but they don't have as large... The numbers aren't as large as they once were, really. So it's really going to come down to probably... it probably is going to come down to the surface ships, to be honest. Which is why we need to move away during the night. Concentrate the carriers, of course, though. I mean, maybe we'll congregate down this area, but I think we'll have them head down here. We'll have them head this way also. These guys are very well protected. I could have them arrive here in the night. I think we'll just head there. And the good news is, you take a look at the different distance there. Say 8 hexes away. So it's about the same, so we'd arrive really in the area roughly the same time. These guys, I think what we do is we give them a high threat tolerance. They're kind of the only force in the area that might be able to take this sort of combat. I think in the morning, though, I think come day, I think that's when we're going to see the great deal of American air power really being felt. The issue is we lack torpedoes, and he knows that. But the good news is we have the ability to launch torpedoes. Well, we're going to launch the torpedoes now from our carriers. But we have the ability to make use of Pagan. And we began with reinforced with additional air power. We've got actual dive bombers there now. Ideally, that will give us the means to strike back as well. We've got a lot of submarines in the area. It's a pretty exceptional amount. I think what we'll do is we have potentially some head down towards the Baldoir. Maybe try and cut off his line of retreat there. So I feel like he will... I mean, the carriers only have so much to give, and if the carriers run out, then he's going to have them retreat, really. So I think we'll have him head out towards Bardwar. We'll go ahead and check on the detection level of our submarines in just a second as well. So I'd like to know how many he's aware of, really. Oh, we do have another heavy cruiser force over here with the Wichita. Okay, that's actually really good news. That's really good news. We could have them potentially cover this area. I think what I'm going to do then, have them follow Task Force, say 53. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It might be... He could try to make a run for Pagan, but I think he's going to try to make a run for the carriers. I mean, he might pull out, but we'll see. If he pulls out, then... I don't know, it's one of these. We have the ability to detect him at range, at distance. They're moving east. I mean, luckily the thunderstorms is helping them. We're going to be able to make use of considerably more fighter aircraft this time around. He's got 126, but, I mean, this is it. We've got more. And then Pagan itself, we have 124 fighters. And these numbers could be boosted as well. Yeah. We definitely have the numbers of aircraft. The issue is obviously once they get past. But it's not as if I was expecting some sort of multi-directional, multi-layered assault there, really. He's not. He's not daft. I think potentially the cruisers might have been there as sacrificial lambs to maybe get an idea of what we had. But even then, I think they probably were there to draw away potentially the carriers, and they drew away some carriers, perhaps. It might have been to have us focused against ships rather than against other carriers, but we've been able to survive. I mean, unfortunately, we didn't land any damage against his carriers. We have damaged 2 of them, so that's something to take into consideration. But the good news is he didn't even make it through to hit our own carriers, so he's lost. We've both lost a lot of the wave strike capability, really. And who knows how that might play out, but the good news is we do have ultimately more aircraft. I think it's not going to be quite the Marianas Turkish shoot as you would imagine. It's been quite a pitched battle so far. It might have been potentially better for me to have hunted down his carriers potentially. Or potentially, sorry. But I think we are on the path to victory here. I think no matter what, I think we'll be able to beat him off. We have just so many ships. It would really suck though if Pagan was to be beaten. But I believe that we have it. Well, we have a level 3 port. I forget what level it is where the port is protected, and if they're docked, they're protected. I mean, the island could be subject to bombardment. We'd have some guns able to fire back. But obviously it's not a situation where we want that. The good news is that we do have additional aircraft that we could bring into the area. Well, I'm going to send them to Pagan as well. Let's get more than merrier in there, really. I think the submarines will definitely be our grace there. There's a part of me that wonders, is it worthwhile transferring the heavy bombers back to Inuotok, perhaps? I went over the actual amount of aircraft I can really hold on to here. I think we'll see what we can transfer back. And the thing is, if he comes in to bombard up again, I just said these guys to absolutely make sure they defend. Yeah, they're worth a fair few victory points. I just hope that the submarines are able to do a good job, really. It's just an absurd amount of submarines here. Absurd amount there. But ideally that is going to be sufficient. And this is it, at the end of the day, these are really our secret weapons, aren't they? And that's a lot of torpedoes that they can actually put out into the enemy. So if he comes to us, he's going to have to go for a storm of potential torpedoes there, really. I mean, ideally we'd be able to get me hits. It's really interesting. We've got the radar, we've got the sonar, we've got the naval search. I'm just hoping that will work out for us. The good news is we have detection over here. And that's what, 15 ships in that area. 9 over there. Another 2 here as far as I can tell. As far as I can tell, these guys have gone down. It's a shame about the patrol frigate. But we'll see, so I think we'll go with that. I don't think there's much more I can really do here. I think I might have you actually, yeah, I mean, they're moving east. I guess try and move over there. Just hope for the best, really. Hope for the best. There's a lot of aircraft now. Showing that the Alabama had a little bit more damage there. But it could have been worse. So I think we'll go with that. So thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. And if you have, please let me know down in the comments. And yeah, things are really getting very, very interesting. Honest to God, it would be amazing to see a gunnery engagement. To be honest, it would actually be very, very interesting. I'm just hoping that, well, I don't know. If he strikes at the carriers, at least the carriers will attempt to run out or run away. If you don't bombard Pagan, at least we're able to fight him at Pagan. The carriers are able to strike at him. It's going to be one of those where he's probably... I think he's going to be looking for carriers. We'll have to see there, really. Until next time, Tenno Haka Banzai. And of course, if you guys have enjoyed this, please do subscribe down below. You can find me here on YouTube at XTRG, and also on Twitch at XTRG. Please do follow me over there as well, and hit that bell icon so you always get notified when I post a new video. And of course, if you do feel I've earned your support as a content creator, please do consider becoming a patron. Really definitely helps me out. And until next time, goodbye for now. Have a beautiful evening, and an even better day. Tenno Haka Banzai.